Being that I've been filming for a few years now, I've been in the game long enough to definitely be able to give recommendations for equipment that I believe is necessary or that will just definitely take videography and shooting to the next level. So today I want to go over 5 different pieces of equipment that have made shooting a way better experience for me. So the first piece of equipment that I want to talk to you guys about is actually being used right now. So the camera that I use for my YouTube videos, when I'm shooting with my clients, taking pictures, my main shooter is the Sony A6500. Absolutely love this camera. It is a mirrorless camera, so that means that it's going to be a smaller camera. Being that it is a smaller camera, there are some pros and some cons. The greatest thing about this camera is that it's so small that it's easy to travel with, super portable, easy to just grab and get on the go. But the huge drawback is that because it is small, the screen on the camera is ridiculously tiny. Like if you are trying to record a video or take a picture, it's kind of hard to make out what's on the screen because it's so tiny. Being that I'm a videographer, it's very important to make sure I can see what I'm recording and that what's on the screen is coming out in focus and that I'm actually getting the shot that I'm trying to get. So my first piece of equipment is a 4K 5-inch monitor. So this is the monitor right here. It's being used and it's connected to my camera now so that you can see what it looks like. It might look small just because of the angle that it's at, but it's significantly bigger than the screen that you were just watching me shoot on. This is a huge necessity definitely for this camera. Some cameras, they might have a bigger screen just because the camera's bigger, but the 4K monitor just helps you so much more to be able to see what you're actually shooting and to make sure that you're getting the right shot. As I said before, the quality is 4K. What you're going to be seeing from the monitor is going to be super crisp. It's going to make sure that when you're filming and you're shooting whatever you're shooting, you are getting the picture that you actually are looking to get. My next piece of equipment is a very recent buy. I've only used this on like 2 or 3 shoots now, but ever since the first shoot I used it on, I knew this was probably one of the best camera gear investments that I have ever made. I do not regret it at all, and that is this camera bag. There's a lot of different camera bags out there. This camera bag is the Platinum Street Tech Pro, and I got this at Best Buy. Before getting this bag, I would use my normal backpack, and I had a little camera bag that I put in my backpack, but I was getting so much gear, so many different camera lenses, I couldn't really fit it all in that one camera bag. So I wanted to just get a bigger camera bag, but I went to Best Buy, came across this. It was $160. And guys, when I tell you I did not want to pay $160 for a bag, I really did not want to pay $160 for a bag. I always wanted a camera bag, and I knew it was something I was going to have to get eventually, so I just thought it was time, and I'm so happy I did. This camera bag is super high quality. There's so many different spots to put different things. So many different, the dividers in the center, especially if you're shooting video, it's almost a necessity. When you're on the move and you gotta film fast, boom, you have all your lenses out here, everything's in its a divider and given spot. It makes it so much easier to get to equipment. Everything's laid out for you. I feel like that's very important when you're shooting video. You need everything to be just ready to go. And this is it. There's just so much in here, so many pouches. Slot for your water bottle, slot here. There's so many pockets. Okay, so my next piece of gear that I would highly recommend to help add a little seasoning and spice to your videos is a drone. Now, this is my drone that I currently use. It is a Dji Mavic Air. This is the first model. There is an Air 2, but I am currently using the first model. I love this drone. It shoots in 4K. I think it goes up to 4K, 30 frames per second. The drone that I had before this was the DJI Spark. That shot in 1080. That was a great drone as well, but obviously 4K is just going to be a better looking resolution than 1080. And as you can see, this is a very small drone. My first ever drone was the Phantom 3. That was a great drone, but it was big. You had to carry a big backpack around to carry that drone. This this folds up and I can put this in my little DJI drone bag. Guys, it's so portable. As you can tell, as I explained with my camera, I like portability because I'm always on the move. So having something this small that I can just take out, open it up, like if I had to shoot an aerial shot real quick, just open this up. It takes minutes to get into the air. It doesn't take very long. Great drone. I love it. And I've gotten some very awesome shots out of this, like very, very dope shots. The reason I recommend getting a drone, and this is definitely not a necessity if you are a first-time videographer or photographer, whatever you're shooting. If you want recommendations for like first-time stuff, let me know. But a drone, definitely not a first-timer kind of thing. The only reason I recommend it is because it's one of those things that really spice up your videos. It's not needed, but it definitely adds that extra thing that's like, wow, that looks good. Because a drone shot is a perspective that us humans just can't see. We can't see what things look like from the sky. It just takes us to another world because we're able to see things from angles and shots that we've never seen before. So drones, definitely recommend it. Very dope equipment. I love it. Fast, easy to shoot with. Gets amazing shots, 4K from the sky. Like, what more can I ask for? Okay, now this right here is probably one of the most important pieces to my film equipment. This right here is my gimbal. And what a gimbal is, if you don't know, a piece of equipment that stabilizes your camera. If you are walking and holding your camera, it's gonna be a little shaky. Well, a gimbal eliminates the shakiness to make sure that the footage that you're shooting is stable. This is so important to me because I do a lot of moving. When I'm shooting artists, athletes, all that stuff, I have to be moving. Especially when I'm shooting the athletes, I'm just straight up running. I am next to these football players running.
There you go, right there. There you go. Keep going. Squeeze, squeeze. Oh,
And the gimbal, this gimbal helps to keep the camera steady. I actually shot an example video so you can see how stable the camera is. I say it's steady, guys. It is so extremely steady. It keeps the camera straight. It makes sure that your footage is not going to be shaky. It is very, very, very great. And if you're going to be shooting, depending on the type of videos you're going to be shooting, this is almost like a necessity too. It very, very, very much helps me to shoot 90% of what I shoot because I just need very smooth, steady shots because a lot of the times when I'm shooting, I'm moving. Like I just have to be able to move around. I have to be mobile. This thing is amazing. Big one right here. Power move right there. Okay, so the last piece of gear I want to talk about, and this was hard to make number one because the gimbal is obviously very important, and the gimbal, I could debate, is better than this piece of equipment, but this equipment has just taken my quality to a different level. This is my 50mm lens. Basically, this is a 50mm lens, but it converts to around a 70mm on this camera, and when I tell you I shoot so many videos on this. This lens is amazing. It's f1.4, so it can get really, really crisp shots, and it's very, very good at low light. I have shot a concert with basically no light except for the stage light, which isn't too bright. This thing can make it look super good. It's just such a sharp lens. It makes sure that whatever is in focus looks amazing. It can blur out the background very well. I've shot so many videos and I've gotten so many amazing shots with this lens that I feel like I had to give it the number one spot. Without this lens, I just wouldn't be able to shoot. I don't know. This lens has just helped me through so much. I really appreciate it. It's not too expensive, depending on your budget. In the world of camera lenses, it's not very expensive. It's a very good lens. The only thing about it is it's a very tight lens, so you can't get wide angle shots. If you're in a close room like this, I could never shoot this video with this lens because it's too tight of a shot. It would look more like this versus like this. But the thing is, I have other lenses for that. I have this 12mm 2.0 that is like amazing. I love that. But this one I feel like I use the most. So these are my top 5 pieces of camera equipment and camera gear. As I said before, some are more of a need and a necessity, and some just add a little spice, but overall these are what I would highly recommend to get. Down below I'll go ahead and place links where you can find all of this stuff. If you want another video with more detail into my gear and what I use to shoot, just let me know, comment below. Remember, God has blessed you with many talents and a purpose, but without action it is dead. I love every single person out here supporting and watching my videos. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content, please leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. I pray for blessings and wealth among all of you. I love each and every one of you, and I'll see y'all next time.
Let's take them back to the club. At least about an hour I stand online. I just wanted to dance. I went to Jacob an hour after I got my advance. I just wanted to shine. Jay favorite line, dog, in due time. Now they look at me like, damn, dog, you what I am. A hip-hop legend. I think I died in an accident, cause this must be heaven. I gotta testify.